Let me say, congratulations, Eagles. You proved my theory. Well, if you beat the Giants next week, you proved my theory that nobody's repeated in the NFC East 2 years in a row since you did 2000 to 2004. Philly, you won the bet. Get your list together of the trolls. Now, I ask this. I know some of you don't have house training out there, so I get that. But listen, I have respectful ladies. I got some children and stuff in here. And you can troll me about my team because there ain't nothing I can say to defend the team. Because my team showed up lifeless. But I will not and I won't put up with personal attacks on any of my fans that are in here or on myself. You want to talk about my team and say they suck, that Dak is garbage, dink and dunk, that he was injured, I have at it. But we're not going to do that, and we're not going to do anything racist or anything like that, okay? That's the ground rules. I do not know what it is that Jerry Jones has seen for the last 10 years that has made him believe that Jason Garrett is the right guy for the job. I have Joseph Headley here. It's great to finally meet him. And we're going to go to some Civil War battlefields tomorrow. He's a big history buff, and I'm right smack in the middle of a lot of incredible battlefields. But I got talking about Antietam battlefield, the bloodiest single day in the Civil War. And we were talking about General McClellan. McClellan was loved by his troops. His guys could march and they were perfect. But when it came to the battles, he always screamed, "I need more men. I need more men." He literally had Lee's plans wrapped around some cigars. All of Lee's forces were separated. Instead of going on the attack, of going there and hitting each and individual one of those and ending the war, he waited. He was scared. His sphincter muscle tightened up. And it ended up being a draw. He had the opportunity to win the war right then and there, but because he hesitated, because he was scared, because he was not the guy to lead the battlefield, war went on for 3 more years. And I said, that's Jason Garrett. But it's also Jerry Jones. Now, Jerry Jones got up and left before this thing was completely over. I hope that that feeling of disgust of this team failing, that's had opportunity after opportunity of underperforming. I know, maybe we overvalue and think that we got more talent than we do. But I got to tell you that when I see an Eagle team that's losing players left and right, that has been without their top 3 wide receivers all season, that their Lane Johnson is out, that these guys, that some of them had just got on the Eagles team, they come in and punch the Cowboys in the throat. I see a team that when one guy's tackling, everybody else is just standing around instead of somebody else trying to punch the ball out. I see receivers dropping the ball left and right. I see guys that are paid a whole bunch of money that aren't performing or living up to what those contracts are. I see plays that are being called that I can point it out in my living room and tell you exactly what they're going to do. That there's no consistency from one week to the other. Last week, I look at the game that was called. It was un-Cowboy-like. It was like a modern offense. We didn't run Zeke Elliott on first down, but we ran the hell out of Zeke Elliott and Tony Pollard. Now, I get it. Dak Prescott's shoulder. He still says, nah, I was good. But we know that the accuracy wasn't there, or the velocity wasn't there where it should be. But this is where the receivers had to help him out. But there was no help there. This was completely an ass kicking. And so you Eagle trolls that have things to say, I can't say shit. I can't say anything. The only thing I can hope for and maybe finally look forward to is maybe we will finally have some change. I think this change should have happened a few weeks ago, because nobody is held accountable for anything. For years, Jason Garrett has succeeded a lot less than other people that have been fired. And here's the sad thing. As we go through this time since the last time we were in the Super Bowl, we've seen the Rams become the greatest show on turf, fall apart, move to Los Angeles, and build a new stadium, which may be better than the Cowboy Stadium, and go to a Super Bowl. We've seen the New England Patriots, who had been to a couple Super Bowls but never won one, become a dynasty bigger than the Dallas Cowboys ever were. We've seen the original bag over the head team, New Orleans, go to the Super Bowl, and now look like they are possibly a Super Bowl contender again after falling off and rebuilding. We've seen Seattle, which was another perennial loser, go to one Super Bowl, get hosed by the officials against against Pittsburgh, come back and reinvent themselves with a coach who was a failure before in the NFL that came back in Pete Carroll, and go to back-to-back Super Bowls. We've seen Tampa Bay, another perennial loser, go to the Super Bowl and have the best defense in football. Hell, we even saw the Arizona Cardinals go to the Super Bowl. The Colts, you saw them win one. They hadn't won one since they beat us in Super Bowl V. Denver, we see John Elway win 2 in that time. We've seen the New York stinking Giants go to 3, winning 2 of them. We've seen the Eagles go to 2 and win 1. All of this has transpired since Jerry Jones decided to get rid of Jimmy Johnson. All of that. And in that time, we haven't sniffed even the NFC Championship game. Now, Jerry, I don't know what it is that makes you feel that you have to be in charge of a shitstorm. Is it just about having people talking? We know they talk about us. They laugh about us. We're a disgrace. We suck. And if your game plan is, I'm going to keep everybody and just get rid of Jason Garrett, hell, you might as well just keep Jason Garrett. This philosophy of we're going to stick with what worked in the past and not evolved does not work. We always hire former players, former coaches, guys that are tied to the organization because they know the Cowboy way. Well, I hate to tell you that the Cowboy way is old. Look back at your past. Tom Landry was an innovator. Jimmy Johnson was an innovator. Jason Garrett, living in the past. The clock ran out on Tom Landry. Everybody passed him by. It was time for new blood and new ideas and new thinking and to start over. Jason Garrett, he's just as much a dinosaur. There's no innovation. And everybody, and I mean everybody, knows how you play Jason Garrett. If this ends up being the end of Jason Garrett, okay, I'm all right with that. If this means we're going to try something different and you're going to get out of the way, I'm good with that. But I'm tired of getting suckered in year after year after year and being sold hope that never comes true. I spend my days thinking, talking, and promoting the Dallas Cowboys. And the performance I see out on the field, the lack of accountability, the lack of creativity, the lack of adjustments, we suck. Something got to be done. I'm sure that this is not going to be the end of it for tonight. Because hell, I still have a little bit of this bottle left. I'm sorry, people. I don't even know what to say anymore. I'm going to talk to y'all later. I'm going to leave the lights on because I'm sure I'm going to have some other thoughts later. See ya.